The sky tears open above New York as an alien web spreads across skyscrapers, pulsing like a living organism. From its core crawls a twisted alien Spider-Man, fused with alien DNA, commanding swarms of human-sized alien beasts. Batman, Iron Man, and Superman arrive together, brains, tech, and raw power. But even they hesitate at the sight. The first clash shakes the city. Repulsor beams, heat vision, and batarangs collide with fangs, webs, and claws. But as the beasts evolve mid-battle, the heroes realize, this isn't just a fight for survival. It's a war against evolution itself. The web that ate the sky. The morning started with a silence so heavy, it felt wrong. New York was never quiet. But on that day, even the pigeons had vanished. People gathered in streets, staring upward at something that didn't belong in their world. It looked like a crack in the sky. Not lightning, not clouds. An enormous fracture spreading above the city. From the split poured out threads, thick and glowing, weaving themselves into a monstrous web that stretched across skyscrapers. The sun's rays caught the strands, making them shimmer like steel wires, alive and humming. Children screamed. Cars skidded to a halt. A mother clutched her son's hand and whispered, "Spider-Man?" But this wasn't their friendly hero. From the center of the web, a figure dropped. A familiar red and blue suit, except it wasn't cloth. It pulsed like alien flesh, veins glowing green. His eyes weren't lenses anymore. They were predatory, glowing like molten emerald fire. The man everyone once trusted swung down, but his webs weren't silk. They were acidic strands that burned holes into buildings. It was Spider-Man reborn as an alien hybrid, and he wasn't alone. From the cracks in the sky crawled human-sized alien beasts, each looking like nightmares sewn from different animals. Wolves with exoskeletons, insects with human faces, scorpion-like tails whipping as they shrieked across the city. They obeyed alien Spider-Man like a hive. Chaos exploded, streets filled with screams as beasts leapt onto buses, tearing metal apart like paper. Web strands wrapped around bridges, pulling them downward. New York wasn't just under attack, it was being cocooned. And then, a jet-black shadow glided across the chaos. Batman stood on a crumbling rooftop, cape flaring against the monstrous web overhead. His eyes narrowed beneath the cowl, analyzing, calculating. He had faced clowns, assassins, gods, and titans, but this was something else. Something he hadn't prepared for. Not Spider-Man, he muttered through clenched teeth. Something worse. Before he could move, the street below erupted with fire. Repulsor blasts streaked through the air, tearing apart 3 alien beasts in seconds. Iron Man dropped from the clouds, metal plating reflecting the burning city. His HUD lit up with warnings, but his sarcasm was sharper than ever. "Yeah, New York's insurance bill just exploded. You're welcome." A green blur streaked past them both, landing with a shockwave that cracked the pavement. Superman. He rose from the crater, cape flowing, eyes glowing with heat. His voice carried across the chaos like thunder. "Stand down." But alien Spider-Man didn't flinch. He crouched on a skyscraper wall, his claws digging into the glass like a predator ready to strike. His voice was layered, part Spider-Man, part something else entirely. "You don't understand," the alien hybrid hissed. "This city isn't yours anymore. It's mine." The beasts howled, shaking the streets. Batman spoke first, eyes locked on the creature above. "He's not bluffing. Look at the web. It's feeding off the city's power grid. Every second it grows stronger." Iron Man cursed under his breath, blasting another wave of beasts. "So genius. Any chance you've got a plan that doesn't involve us getting eaten alive?" Superman's eyes flared, beams of heat vision slicing through 2 monsters that had lunged at him. He didn't answer Iron Man. His gaze was fixed on alien Spider-Man, whose alien grin stretched unnaturally wide. The first clash happened fast. A dozen alien beasts charged like a tidal wave. Superman plowed through them, fists cracking exoskeletons. Iron Man unleashed a storm of micromissiles, lighting the streets in fire. Batman, precise and brutal, darted between shadows, striking pressure points with electrified batarangs that made even monsters scream. But then the unthinkable happened. A beast Iron Man had blasted apart began to stitch itself back together, bones snapping into place, flesh reforming. Another grew larger mid-battle, doubling in size as if it fed on pain. They're evolving, Batman realized, his voice grim. Every second they fight us, they adapt. Superman was slammed into a building by a creature with claws that suddenly glowed with kryptonite green light. His roar shook windows as he shoved it back. Alien Spider-Man dropped into the chaos, webs whipping like whips tipped with acid. One strike nearly melted through Iron Man's chest plate. Too slow, Stark, the hybrid snarled. Too predictable. Iron Man barely dodged, his HUD flashing red warnings. Okay, not creepy at all. Batman hurled a grapple line at the hybrid, but Alien Spider-Man caught it mid-air and yanked Batman forward, slamming him into the pavement. The Bat groaned but rose instantly, blood on his lip. You're not the man this city trusted. You're just another parasite. Alien Spider-Man crouched low, his monstrous form twitching. His voice was layered with rage and pain. Maybe, but at least I'm free. Free of weakness. Free of limits. He leapt, claws aimed straight at Batman, and was smashed mid-air by Superman's punch, sending him crashing into a skyscraper. Glass rained down. The crowd below gasped as the three heroes regrouped, standing side by side amid the burning city. Batman's breathing was steady, Iron Man's armor scorched, Superman's cape torn, but they stood, unbroken. Alien Spider-Man climbed out of the rubble, grinning. His beasts circled tighter, hundreds of them, their glowing eyes reflecting the fire. This is just the beginning, the hybrid hissed. You can't stop evolution. The street shook as his army roared in unison, and for the first time in years, Batman, Iron Man, and Superman didn't know if they could win. The roar of evolution. The city burned, but the fight was only heating up. Alien Spider-Man crouched on the web above, claws twitching, eyes glowing a sickly green. Below, his beasts snarled and shifted, their bodies mutating mid-battle, horns sprouting, claws sharpening, wings tearing through bone. Each second they grew stronger, hungrier, deadlier. Superman wiped blood from his lip. They're learning. Every time we hit them, they adapt. Batman's jaw tightened, which means if we don't finish this fast, we won't finish it at all. Iron Man's HUD pinged red. Bad news, Bats. My armor says their DNA's rewriting itself in real time. That's not biology, it's weaponized evolution. And I don't like playing lab rat. The ground shook. Three beasts leapt at once. Superman's fists blurred, punching them into rubble. Batman spun, explosive batarangs slicing through their wings. Iron Man's chest reactor flashed, blasting a beam so bright it carved a trench through the street. For one heartbeat, the monsters fell still. Then they stood back up. The crowd screamed. Sirens wailed. Helicopters circled above, but didn't dare get close. Alien Spider-Man's laughter cut through the chaos, echoing like a nightmare. Every move you make, every strike you throw, you're only feeding them. Superman's eyes flared. Then I'll stop holding back. He launched upward, ripping through the web, with blazing heat vision, trying to burn away the hive source. The sky lit up as fire streaked across the alien strands, but instead of disintegrating, the web pulsed brighter, absorbing the energy like fuel. Clark, stop. Batman shouted. It's feeding off your power. Too late. The web shuddered and unleashed a shockwave that rattled the city. Alien Spider-Man dropped from above, slamming Superman into the pavement with inhuman strength. Iron Man cursed. Guess we're skipping warm-up mode. His shoulder pods opened, unleashing a swarm of drones. They peppered the beasts with plasma fire, pushing them back. But one of the monsters grew armored plates mid-battle, shrugging off the blasts and swatting the drones like flies. Not fair. Tony muttered, boosting higher. I spent $3 billion on those. Batman, meanwhile, fought with brutal precision. Grapples, smoke bombs, electrified batarangs. His every strike was measured, surgical. He wasn't as strong as Superman or as armed as Iron Man, but his mind was his weapon. While others fought, he was analyzing. He noticed a pattern. Every beast glanced toward Alien Spider-Man before moving. Their roars synced with his breathing. His web pulsed when they evolved. He's the hive mind, Batman realized. The beasts are his extensions. Take him out, the army falls. Easier said than done. Iron Man shouted, dodging acidic web, strands that melted holes into skyscrapers. Superman rose from the rubble, face set like steel. Then we take him together. Alien Spider-Man hissed, landing on the hood of a crushed taxi, claws dragging sparks across metal. You think you can kill me? I was your friend. I was your hero. Now I'm something more. He leapt. The street exploded into motion. Superman met him midair, fists colliding in a shockwave that blew out windows for blocks. Iron Man fired twin repulsor beams, forcing the hybrid back, while Batman hurled an electrified cable that wrapped around Alien Spider-Man's arm. For a split second, they had him. Then his body shifted. Extra limbs sprouted, tearing free of the cable. His strength doubled, shoving Superman through a building wall. His claws grazed Iron Man's armor, cutting deep into titanium plating. Batman lunged with a cryobomb, freezing one of the beast's legs solid. Now, he barked. Superman rocketed back, smashing the frozen limb with a punch that shattered bone. Alien Spider-Man roared, stumbling. The beasts around him shrieked in pain, many collapsing at once. The heroes shared a look. Weakness. But the hybrid's twisted grin returned. His broken limb began to regenerate, flesh crawling back like liquid metal. You can't kill evolution, he whispered, voice vibrating with alien energy. You can only feed it. The beast surged again, this time faster, stronger, more coordinated. One slammed Batman into a wall. Another latched onto Iron Man's back, claws tearing at the suit. Superman was swarmed by 6 at once, their combined strength actually forcing him to the ground. For the first time, the unthinkable happened. The three legends were losing. Alien Spider-Man perched above the carnage, his voice dripping venom. Do you feel it? The end of the old world? The rise of something greater? And then, with a single command, his beasts roared and dragged the fight deeper into the city. Toward the heart of New York. Batman rose, chest heaving, cape shredded. He's not just conquering the city, he growled. He's rewriting it. Superman's eyes narrowed, glowing like fire. Then we don't stop until we rip the hive apart. Iron Man flexed his gauntlet, sparks flickering. About time. Let's turn this nightmare into scrap metal. They charged after him, smoke and fire swallowing the streets. Above them, the alien web spread wider, swallowing the sky. And in the shadows of that growing cocoon, something even larger was beginning to stir. The monster in the web. The chase tore through New York like a storm. Alien Spider-Man swung across his monstrous web, beast scuttling at his side, while Batman, Iron Man, and Superman pursued through collapsing skyscrapers. Every step forward was war. Beasts dove from above, claws screeching against Iron Man's armor. Superman ripped through them with heat vision, but each time one fell, another evolved stronger. Batman darted through debris, his mind cataloging every weakness, every failed strike. He wasn't just fighting, he was studying. But then the ground itself trembled. The heroes skidded to a stop in Times Square. The massive web overhead had thickened into a cocoon, its strands pulsing with green veins. Something inside was moving, something colossal. Alien Spider-Man crouched atop a streetlight, his alien grin splitting wider. You thought I was the threat? I'm only the messenger. The cocoon cracked. With a sound like tearing steel, an enormous alien beast burst free. Its body was part spider, part dragon, part nightmare. 8 legs slamming into skyscrapers, wings ripping through billboards, jaws lined with glowing fangs. Its roar shattered glass for miles. The crowd below scattered in blind terror. Helicopters spun away. Even the beast serving Alien Spider-Man bowed low to the creature. Iron Man's jaw tightened inside his helmet. Okay, I vote we call that thing Nope. Batman's eyes narrowed. The web wasn't just a cage. It was an incubator. Superman's fists clenched. Then we end it before it hatches more. The giant beast lunged. Superman met it first, catching its clawed leg mid-swipe. The impact shook the square, cratering the pavement. He shoved with all his might, but the monster's strength was staggering. With a roar, it flung him through the side of a building like a rag doll. Iron Man boosted upward, firing everything, repulsors, rockets, laser beams. Explosions lit the night sky, but when the smoke cleared, the monster was still standing. Its wound sealed shut instantly, glowing green before vanishing. Great, Tony muttered. It comes with a healing factor. Because why not? Batman hurled grappling lines at its face, swinging upward, planting an explosive at the base of one glowing fang. The detonation rocked the beast's jaw, making it stumble. But alien Spider-Man dropped down, slamming Batman into the pavement with venom-coated claws. Always the strategist, the hybrid hissed, pinning him down. But you can't outthink evolution. Batman's eyes locked on his corrupted former ally. You're wrong. Even evolution has limits. With a flick of his wrist, he jabbed an electrified blade into alien Spider-Man's arm, forcing the hybrid to shriek and release him. Superman returned, slamming into the colossal beast's chest, driving it backward. But the monster's fangs snapped down, nearly impaling him. Iron Man swooped in, grabbing Superman by the arm midair. You're welcome. Now can we please find a giant bug spray? But Batman wasn't looking at the monster anymore. His gaze was fixed on the pulsing web above, glowing brighter every second. That cocoon isn't done. More are coming. If we don't cut the source, we'll be overrun. Alien Spider-Man landed in front of him, grinning with fanged teeth. Exactly. The age of men ends tonight. He leapt at Batman, but was intercepted midair by Superman's punch, launching him across the square. Iron Man targeted the cocoon overhead, unleashing his entire payload. Explosions rocked the sky, shredding strands of webbing, but the cocoon simply absorbed the energy, pulsing brighter, faster. Batman's stomach dropped. Every attack makes it stronger. The colossal beast shrieked, rearing back, its wings unfolding wider, blocking out the billboard's neon lights. For the first time, even Superman's face hardened with doubt. Alien Spider-Man climbed onto the monster's back, raising his claws high. His voice boomed across the square. Alien and human fused into one. Bow to evolution, or be buried by it. The monster roared, the ground cracked, and the heroes braced for a battle unlike anything they'd ever faced. And deep inside the cocoon, something even larger stirred. War for the cocoon. The ground shook like an earthquake as the colossal alien beast towered above Times Square, its wings blotting out the skyline. Alien Spider-Man clung to its back, his claws gleaming, his voice echoing like a curse. Evolution will erase you. Superman shot upward, fist blazing, slamming into the beast's chest with enough force to rattle skyscrapers. The monster roared, stumbling, but before Superman could push further, its claws raked across him, sending him crashing into the Hudson with a splash that sent waves over the docks. Iron Man zoomed in, unleashing repulsor beams into the creature's eyes. Say cheese, you overgrown tarantula. The blasts blinded it momentarily, but then the eyes regenerated, glowing hotter, stronger. From below, Batman sprinted through wreckage, detonators in hand. He wasn't aiming for the beast. He was aiming for the cocoon above. The web pulsed like a heartbeat, every vein glowing brighter, every strand humming like power lines. He tossed 3 charges at its anchors, explosions rattling the web. But instead of weakening, it expanded, spilling more gooey strands into the city. The cocoon's surface cracked again, revealing a second shape moving inside. Something even bigger. Batman's eyes widened. It's breeding another. Alien Spider-Man leapt down from his monster's back, landing hard in front of Batman. His claws sliced through the pavement like butter. You never stop, do you? Always fighting, always resisting. But deep down, you know this city needs me. Batman's glare cut through the chaos. This city doesn't need a god. It needs hope. He hurled smoke bombs, disappearing into shadows as alien Spider-Man slashed wildly, his roar shaking the air. Suddenly, a sonic boom split the night. Superman shot out of the river, eyes burning with fury, smashing the beast backward with a shockwave punch. Iron Man swooped in beside him, armor scorched but functional. Team meeting. Tony shouted over the chaos. Rule 1. Hit it harder. Rule 2. Don't die. Not enough. Batman's voice came through the comms. Listen, every beast, every mutation, every surge of power, it all comes from the cocoon. If that hatches, we lose the city. Superman's gaze snapped to the glowing mass. His face hardened. Then we cut it down, no matter the cost. The monster screeched, slamming its claws into the pavement, knocking Iron Man into a tower and shattering glass across the streets. Alien Spider-Man pounced again, tangling Superman in acidic webs, tightening them until his skin sizzled. But Batman struck. From the shadows, he drove an electrified blade into Alien Spider-Man's back. The hybrid shrieked, his control slipping, giving Superman just enough time to rip free and blast the webs apart with heat vision. The three heroes regrouped, battered but unbroken, standing shoulder to shoulder. The monster loomed, the cocoon pulsed, and Alien Spider-Man snarled, his body twitching with alien rage. "This ends now," Superman growled. Alien Spider-Man tilted his head, eyes glowing brighter. "You're right. It does." The cocoon above split open. A blinding green light bathed the city as a second creature began to emerge, larger than the first, its shadow stretching across entire blocks. And for the first time, even the heroes felt small. Rise and fall of the hive. The cocoon shattered like glass under a hammer, and the second creature emerged, gigantic, monstrous, terrifying. Its 8 legs cracked skyscrapers, wings blotted out the sun, and eyes glowed with an alien fire that promised annihilation. Alien Spider-Man leapt from its back, claws sharp, grin twisted, energy pulsing through his veins. "This is the future. Join me, or be erased." Superman rose, fists ablaze with heat vision, ready to clash. Iron Man rocketed up, firing repulsors and missiles that scorched the massive beast, while Batman vanished into shadows, striking with calculated precision. The city became a battlefield of chaos and fire. Each strike the heroes landed was met with regeneration. Every blow, every punch, every explosion seemed to make the monster stronger. But Batman had the plan. "Focus the attacks on Spider-Man," he barked. "Take the hive mind down, the army collapses." Superman collided midair with Alien Spider-Man, fist to fist, shockwaves tearing through streets and rooftops. The hybrid snarled, twisting mid-punch, claws shredding steel and stone. Iron Man launched a precision barrage, stunning him just long enough for Batman to land an electrified grappling hook directly into his chest. Sparks flew, webs tore, and the hybrid shrieked in rage. The colossal beast faltered. Its eyes flickered as the hive mind controlling it weakened. The second creature, sensing the threat, let out a roar that shook the sky. But the heroes pressed on. Superman slammed into the hybrid with full force, sending him crashing into the cocoon's remnants. Iron Man fired his most concentrated beam yet, cutting through the alien tissue. Batman struck with precision, each move calculated, each blow deliberate. Alien Spider-Man screamed, his body twitching, mutating uncontrollably. The beasts around him staggered, confused, directionless. The hive was fracturing. With one final, coordinated strike, Superman's heat vision, Iron Man's repulsor surge, and Batman's electrified blade piercing the core, Alien Spider-Man exploded in a flash of green energy. The beasts howled, then collapsed. The colossal first monster fell, the second evolution stumbling and crashing into the ruins of Times Square. The alien web disintegrated, strands dissolving into nothing. The city went silent. Smoke rose from the rubble, sirens screamed, but the heroes stood tall amidst the chaos. Batman's cape fluttered in the wind, torn and scorched, but his eyes were sharp. "It's over for now." Iron Man flexed, armor smoking. "Yeah, next time. Maybe just a swarm of pigeons." Superman hovered, surveying the city. "We saved lives today, but the universe always finds a way to challenge us." From the shadows, the final green tendrils of the cocoon faded. The city was battered, but humanity had survived. And somewhere, deep in the wreckage, a faint pulse remained. Evolution never truly ends. But today the heroes won.